What's up, guys? Grab that coffee out. This is the AmzSecrets show and your host, David Aladdin. This is the podcast for advanced sellers looking to 2x to 10x their business. We're not just in this game to take part, we're in this game to take over. And I personally already have 3x my business using the secrets that we talk about. And so I'll keep you guys updated on the status of 3x to 4x or 5x, 6x, whatever. Today's sponsor is AmzSecrets VIP, the social network for Amazon sellers looking to 2x to 20x their Amazon businesses. AmzSecrets VIP brings secrets live, real-time mastermind discussions and insights with sellers all in one place. With these strategies, we can take our businesses to the next level, and many others have done so too. And also, we've got some power tools coming along, so that should be released within the next few months. Today, we've got a special guest on the show. His name is Talyor Benterud, and he's a PPC king. His specialty is everything Amazon PPC, and which is aka pay per click. How's it going? Thanks for coming on the show, Talyor. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, thanks, David. So, to kind of fast forward to the story of getting to Amazon, I was kind of just graduated high school, and it was really weird. When I graduated high school, since I've always had a sort of entrepreneur mindset, I'd read like an article about private labeling, right? And at the time I had no idea what private labeling was, and I'd sort of just Googled it, and I was like, okay, so you slap a label on a product from China and you sell it on Amazon. But at the time I was really confused because I thought Amazon like only sold books, right? And I don't know about you when you first heard of Amazon. Is that what you thought too?
When I first started, it was actually like 6-7 years ago, this was before I was taking it serious. And
okay.
I think that's like all they did. They just started off with books.
But I heard about that, and I was like, okay, that's crazy. And so right away when I heard about just going on Alibaba and finding products to sell, I was so intrigued by that. So I really got involved. I spent probably like 3 months just going back and forth trying to find a product to pick, and there was nobody online. Like you hear about like all these like other podcasts going up now, but like back 2 years ago, it was when I graduated high school, there wasn't anybody out there. Mm-hmm. So sort of on my own, but I did the product research. I was just looking for a product that was going to be a lucrative opportunity, and I found one in the beauty niche. So I ended up making, I don't even care if I say it now, but I ended up making a lipstick organizer out of acrylic.
Cool.
And I got it up to...
How many years ago was this, by the way?
This was 2 years ago, almost exactly. Because we're in May right now, right? And I graduated high school end of May 2 years ago. And it took me about 3 months to find the product. So 3 months past May. But I found a beauty... I found the beauty niche. I got the lipstick organizer, and I was going through the process. And the most that's interested me was PPC. Since I didn't go into the background of me doing like drop shipping and making apps back when I was a kid, but like advertising has always just intrigued me. So when I got to the Amazon platform and I saw that they'd only had auto campaign and broad manual, which is essentially the same broad as like default broad, right? Like auto campaign. Mm-hmm. This is default broad. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is like kind of crazy because it's a multi-billion-dollar company, and it's like they only have this set up for their like advertising platform. And so I kind of related it to Google in 2006, Google AdWords, and that like crazy like frenzy that was. But I sort of just had this feeling that was the next thing. And I got my beauty organizer up to like 10 sales per day, which wasn't anything significant. I was making a little bit of money. The profit margin was like 33%. It was like not even, it was almost $7, not even, but long story short.
So it's like a lower cost brand.
Yeah.
But dude, you're in like high school, or just graduated high school. So it's actually really impressive to even be thinking about this stuff at such an early age too. So
dude, I was so fortunate because like
how old were you 2 years ago?
17.
Okay, so that's incredible.
Yeah, no, coming out of high school, I was really fortunate. I kind of had a mentor. His name was Devin Zander. I don't know if you heard of him, but he's like a e-commerce he's a well-known guy in e-commerce, and all he does is like drop shipping. And if you read the story I posted in your Facebook group, I talk about that a little bit. But he's always kind of pushed me to just, I don't know, sort of just look for something to make money with, because he told me, you're going to spend 80% of your life chasing a scarce resource, and that's money. So I was like, okay, I should get started. But yeah, so I got into that, right? And of course, the part that intrigued me the most was the PPC advertisements. So like right away, I just knew that was something I really wanted to do, because I don't know, like I'm the type of kid who look at a spreadsheet and just get excited. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
all right, yeah, I totally agree. Just for everybody that's tuned in live, we actually just started, so by just jumping in, you're not late into the Periscope podcast. But basically, we have Taylor on the show, and he's PPC king, and his main focus is actually PPC. And so far, we're talking about Taylor's childhood and also his entrance into Amazon. So his first 2 years. Okay, so and you have this lipstick brand, and it seems like you pivoted at some point, correct?
Yeah, definitely. So actually, it became a race to the bottom, is what it became, and it was because all these different sellers started coming on, and like although I had what I thought was a brand and people that would like really like the product, it just turned out to be just one-time buyers, because it's not the type of product that you buy over and over, right? It's not like it's a supplement where you buy it once and then once you run out, you have to buy it again, right? So
Yep.
I don't know. Even though I was ranking page one for a certain amount of time, it became a race to the bottom, and I had to lower my price constantly. And I ended up just taking it down, because I was like making one sale per day, and then it got to like 2 sales per week. So it was kind of depressing. But from that point, of course, like you said, I pivoted, right? And I thought, okay, well, I had a bit of success in PPC with this product, so why don't I just try it out with like some other company's product that's struggling to rank on page one or get their product listed in front of the eyes of the customers on Amazon. So I reached out to a bunch of companies, right? And for anyone that's really like a little bit of consulting advice, I guess you could call it a secret. That's the point of the show. I mean, like if you were looking for clients and you're struggling, but you know that like you have the skills, seriously, just tell them you're going to do it for free for like the first month. And like people, like if you're say for me, because I had some results, right? I could say, hey, look, this was my product. It was listed page one, and then it became a race to the bottom as far as price. And I told them these were my results, and they said, okay, well that's great. And then I said, look, I'm willing to run your campaigns for free for a month, and if I can show you some results, then then we can I can charge you per month based on performance, whatever you want to do, right? And so there was about 6 companies in a total of a month that I'd got, and they were like super intrigued by this, right? And the point is that if you come to them with this strategy, they're going to be willing to throw money at you, and like even if it's just a little bit, right? So you can get started with like $1,000 in PPC. I mean, like that's what I started out with, a decent ad spend with the first couple companies, and it's kind of funny because like the first out of the first 3 or 4, I guess you could say, 2 of them after a month, they were like, we don't want to work with you. They're just totally, I mean, they just totally shut me down. And it's not because I didn't get them the results. It sort of is, but it's just because for some products it takes longer than 30 days, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I totally agree. You can't. There's
you
not
can't
enough
rush PPC.
There's not enough data to even like
Exactly,
manage within a month.
Dude, I
And I'm not
totally
even-
realized that.
2 years ago, Amazon's PPC was probably a lot different too.
Yeah, it's very primitive opposed to what it is now. Not
Okay,
very primitive,
so
but
let's slow you down before we get into that. So was this lipstick brand, was that private label, or was that someone else's lipstick brand that you were growing?
okay, well, I guess it was definitely private label because I found the product on Alibaba, right? But I created the product, so I designed it in a CAD software. I forget what it was, but like, do you know what that is? Where it's like
Yep,
a 3D
yep.
software? Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So, and basically, I just made it stick out from the competitors because the competitors were all selling the same one, and I just made a slight variation in design, and yeah, it kind of just took off, I guess, on the picture. But like you said, race to the bottom in price, and people, I guess, cared about price more than the looks. So I don't know, but
Interesting. I think it might have to do with the image quality too. Like when you first launched that
definitely,
too. So,
yeah, yeah.
because I have competitors in my niche, and some of them are selling it for $10 over my price, and it's not too much of a different product. But okay, so 2 years you were into this lipstick business, and then you pivoted and you wanted to start like a services type of business for people that have Amazon businesses, correct?
Yeah, I didn't even really know. I mean, it wasn't 2 years. I mean, it was found the product and I was selling it for about maybe 3 months to 4 months at most.